Welcome Transformers fans, my name is Composite EnerJoe and today I will be bringing you my review of the Transformers Hunt for the Decepticons Voyager class Banzaitron. And here he is in his really nice looking tank mode. And just look at all this detail. This is a very well designed tank. It just, and I guess more specifically, this is based on the Japanese Type 90 tank, and from the photos I've seen, it looks identical. However, this version is a heavily modified one, because usually these missile launchers are not standard issue, and a couple more of these panels are also not on the tank. But that's neither here nor there. This is a really cool tank mode, and I guess to show off a little bit of posability, the main cannon, the main tank turret, does go 360, and his little machine gun can also go 360, and that's about it. He does have some tiny wheels here, so he can roll, and he can roll rather well. Not really good on this surface, but he can roll on a more harder flat surface. But yeah, like, honestly, I think this might be one of my favorite tank modes. Like, even though I'm not particularly fond of this type of tank, I'm more of an M1A1 Abrams kind of guy, but yeah, this is a really nice looking tank mode. I'm not gonna lie, it's fantastic. And honestly, I think the only thing that would have made this better would be if these treads actually worked. But even then, we got the little tiny wheels. And what else to say? No, not much. Let's get on to transformation, because this guy is a bit involved. Good old Banzaitron here. So let's have it. Now, where do I start? I believe you rotate this back. I don't remember where to start here. There we go. Just attach this. Oh no, here we go. Come down here on the treads, and right here you very carefully, there we go, separate there. Separate there. Same thing here, and same thing there. Pop off these tread bits. Then you have to like work with the turret just to get the separations. Hold on. Yeah, you come in here, and a little rusty here. There we go. Come in here, and you rotate this entire assembly down, like so. Then this bit you flip over, then flip that, then fold that in, have it like that. Flip it over, like try and get some tank barrel in the way. Oh, and just for this part, there's like a little plastic bit here you fold out. Make sure that's out so that it can complete so they can move it over. If not, it'll just get stuck there, and fold that in. Oh, hold on. For that, make sure this is straight, and then fold it in. This kind of locks it into place. And then to finish off the legs, because these are the legs, you come back here, fold this down, rotate out, flip out the feet, push back the heel spur, and then fold it back down. And you can, and it's up to you if you like to have this up or down. I like having it down to give more room for knee. Come back here, fold that out, push back, fold it back down, fold that down. Okay, and those are his that's his torso. Now for his upper half, you come up here, separate this, rotate, fold them down. Then what was this? Oh, separate there, separate there, fold fold down. Have this lean forward a bit so that we can have the epic face reveal. Because then you take this entire, if you see this part, you take this entire thing and push down. Make sure you have the proper clearance for it. My bad, forgot that. There, proper clearance. Fold. Just push this down, and it'll click till you hear a click, and you get his awesome face reveal. Flip out the hands. Flip out hands. Let me just adjust some minor things. Angle that. Reason for. And yeah, that's it. That's it. Even though I feel like this is too high up. Oh, there we go. I don't know. Something feels kinda off here. I don't know what. No, this is correct. Yeah, this is correct. Just yes, sorry. I'm sorry that I'm not really saying much. Just making sure I got it. Yeah. He's done. Yep. And here we have Banzaitron in his really cool, very samurai-inspired robot mode. And just check out that face. That is an awesome head sculpt. You got the samurai helmet, the Kabuto helmet here, and you have this skull, this red, and I love that it's a red skull face, skull mask. And it looks like he's missing his lower jaw. I don't know if that's supposed to be intentional, but yeah. So one quick thing about him, just to get it out of the way. He is a, oh, hold on. First, before that, let me show off his weapons. If you take this thing, if you feel that this is a bit too long, that's because you can actually pull it out. You pull off the tip of the, the main gun. And there we have his sword, which you can store on these little holsters here. So you have that one there, so you have it pointing out. And then, before we keep going, so you have him with the sword there, holstered. Then we have one other weapon. But before that, I want to show off another feature. Because see, Banzaitron here is actually a repaint of just a straight repaint of the Revenge of the Fallen Voyager bludgeon. Pretty much all this, but it's more green and orange. And I think a little bit of white too. And, well, I might as well just say it now since I mentioned it. Yeah, I prefer this guy over Bludgeon much more. One, because on the Bludgeon figure, his blades, yeah, I said blades, and I'll show you where the other one is. His swords were just a solid light gray color. This is actually painted a really nice, like cobalt, like a cobalt blue. And they actually managed to paint this the same, like a very similar color to the actual tank. Just like really like a dark blue or like a gray, bluish gray. So I like that. Not to knock off the Bludgeon figure. The Bludgeon figure is still excellent because it's still the same mold. So it's still a fantastic figure. However, I still way prefer this this paint job to that one. It looks more, it's a lot more cohesive. It's just a lot better. I like that. I even like the red mask over the white mask that Bludgeon had. And I even like the darker colors. This feels like a Night Warrior, as opposed to Bludgeon, which had a lot more brighter colors. It looked off. I didn't particularly like it. So since he's a Revenge of the Fallen repaint, he does have a Mech Alive, and that's these green bits here. When you move the leg, it moves this sort of inner skeleton, and that's it. That's it. It's there. It doesn't bother me. It does add to the skeletal feel of him, because both Bludgeon and Banzaitron were, I'm trying to remember, in Generation 1 they were something called Pretenders, and they had skeleton, and they were skeleton samurais. Like, that's where they were. So, I actually really love this reimagining. And funny enough, all modern versions of Bludgeon are based off of the Revenge of the Fallen Voyager. What is essentially what this was originally, that Bludgeon. That's what all modern Bludgeons are based on. That's Bludgeon from here on out, is that version. That samurai version that turns into a tank. His other Mech Alive is actually in here, which is probably one of his coolest features. When you grab from here, you can actually pop it open. And this little green bit, when you move this open, this moves. That's his other Mech Alive feature. And his other thing is that when you move this hidden blade pops up. So he has a smaller sword right here. And then you can just close back up. He has a sheath and the smaller sword, which you can then store in the secondary slot. Which I don't know. I might as well bring up, like, give a little bit of a history lesson on, like, samurai culture, like just a short lesson, because this guy is basically a giant robot samurai, and they actually managed to replicate this, which is very, very interesting. Because see, what this is, and I might as well pull this off, is this is something that I think it makes more sense doing it like this. Yeah, I think that looks a little better. Yeah, what this is something the samurais would have. Traditionally speaking, back in feudal Japan, back when samurais were out and about, they would carry around two swords strapped to their, like right here, strapped to their waist. And this was a mark of the samurai. This was the mark of the samurai. And these two swords was called a daisho, which is a big sword and a smaller sword just put together. And I think the translation of daisho means big, little. This longer sword is referred to as a wakizashi, and then the smaller blade is basically just about the size of a dagger. It's called a tanto. And samurais would carry both of them around on their waist, like as you saw, as a status symbol. This was basically the mark of the samurai, was the daisho. And that was their mark, I think, up until they ceased to exist at the end of World War II, when the samurai culture basically just ended there. Or maybe it's still going, but like, I'm a little rusty on my Japanese history, but I do know that. So them together, so it's really nice that because this guy is very samurai heavy, samurai themed, that they were able to replicate that, which is really, really nice. So. And obviously he can hold the knife. He can hold very easily in his hands. The sword's a bit more complicated. Let me store it in the back here. There. Fits nice snug. Sword's a little bit more complicated because you have to angle it in there and just push it in. And there he has his big old wakizashi. And I don't think I've mentioned this enough. I love that he looks like a giant samurai. I love the samurai aesthetic of him. It just looks really nice. And I love the color scheme. This dark, like, it makes him look like a dark warrior. I love it. And I'm just going to say it now. I recommend Banzaitron because of this color scheme over the original Bludgeon figure. It's just, I saw them both. And honestly, I picked him because, one, the sword looks a lot cooler, the mask looks a lot cooler, and the overall color scheme just looks a lot better, in my opinion, over the over Bludgeon's. I thought Bludgeon's colors were way too bright for that type of character, especially for his name was Bludgeon, so it was kind of weird. I think the only thing that Bludgeon has over Banzaitron is his name. I think Bludgeon is a better name than Banzaitron. I'm not a huge fan of that name, but that's what he's called. Oh, and I might as well go a little bit into articulation while I'm at it. His arms go that far up. Rotate that way. Rotate here. Can in and out. Can do an okay. It can do an okay kick. He has a lot of armor around him, and also love how all of this is supposed to emulate samurai armor. Just once again, they went all out with the samurai motif, and I think they pulled it off beautifully. It's just fantastic how they were able to do this. Oh yeah, well, you saw rotation there. Has, well, if it doesn't pop off, his leg can go that far forward, and has that kind of a knee. I guess I have no real complaints with this character, with this figure. It's an excellent figure. The tank mode is amazing. I think the tank mode is fantastic. The transformation is pretty cool. Is involved. It might stump you like a couple times, like at first, but it's just a very smooth transformation after a couple tries. The features that it has are great. The Mecha Live is pointless, but at least it's not in the way. I guess another weird thing is that his feet are in a weird angle. Like, I don't know. Weird angled feet. Oh, and he has quite a range of articulation. He's got double joints. He's got double joints here. And they can also rotate side to side, which does allow him to... He has enough posability to hold the sword in both hands. Yes. He can hold the sword in two hands, which is awesome. I love that he's able to do that. They gave this guy a wide range of motions, especially in the arms, just so that he's able to hold it in two hands. So yeah, what else is there to say? This is a very good figure. I'll even recommend the bludgeon one, but I say take this one more because the paint scheme is just a lot better. It's a lot. In my opinion, I prefer this color, just this recolor better than the original one. Let's see, anything else? This mold doesn't really pop up too much. There was the original version, which was bludgeon. There was this repaint, this one, which I think, and then one other figure. There was like, this mold was used 3 times to my knowledge. Bludgeon, Banzaitron, and one other figure. And I think out of the 3, Banzaitron here is the best. Like I said, the only thing I don't like about him, his name. Not a big fan of his name. So, well, I think this surface is kind of hard for him to stand on this surface. So, see if I can get him to stand. I think I'm going to waste more of my time just trying to get him to stand. Let me take off one arm. Maybe that'll help. Oh, I guess be careful taking this on and off. I'm glad this is it's a tough rubber. Bit of a hard rubber there, but it'll probably take... Just be careful because it might scratch up either the hand or the actual weapon. So just be careful when getting the sword out of his hand. Wait, almost got it. Oh, and I just remember what the other figure was. Yeah, this mold after Banzaitron, he was actually the mold was repainted and retooled into, believe it or not, a Megatron of all things. So yeah, there is a samurai Megatron floating around out there. Yeah, I think it was I think it was a Generations. There we go. Finally got up to stand. Yeah, this mold was reused for a Megatron in like... So there's like a neon green samurai Megatron, which is, it's this body, but Megatron's head and a neon green and purple, like in Generation 2 Megatron colors. And since I've wasted enough time trying to get him to stand, I might as well just start wrapping up. Not much else to say. I highly recommend this figure. I recommend Banzaitron over Bludgeon and definitely over Megatron. The Megatron one just looks goofy. It looks really weird seeing this Megatron's head on this body. So, yeah. So this has been my review of the Transformers Hunt for the Decepticons Deluxe class. No, not Deluxe. Voyager class Banzaitron. This is let me do it quickly. This is Composite EnerJoe signing off. Peace out.